The Tree of Vengeance. Part 1. The conflict begins. In the heart of a picturesque neighborhood, where the streets were lined with charming houses and blooming gardens, stood a magnificent oak tree on Emma's property. Its gnarled branches stretched wide, providing a lush canopy that danced with the wind. The tree was not just a part of Emma's yard, it was a cherished landmark, a home to chirping birds and a refuge for squirrels. Emma had planted it years ago, nurturing it from a sapling into the majestic tree it had become. However, not everyone appreciated the oak's grandeur. Jack, her neighbor, was an avid gardener who took immense pride in his meticulously curated flower beds. He had spent countless hours cultivating vibrant blooms that thrived in the sunlight. But as the oak tree grew, it cast a long shadow over Jack's garden, blocking the sun and stunting the growth of his beloved plants. Frustrated, Jack felt that the tree was a blight on his hard work, and he decided to confront Emma. One sunny afternoon, Jack marched over to Emma's yard, his face set in a determined frown. "Emma," he called out, his voice tinged with irritation, "that tree of yours is ruining my garden. It's time you cut it down." Emma, taken aback by his bluntness, looked at Jack with disbelief. "Cut it down? Jack, this tree has been here for years. It's beautiful and provides shade for all of us. Can't we find another solution?" But Jack was resolute. "It's either the tree or my garden. I can't have it both ways." His tone left no room for negotiation, and Emma felt a pang of anger rise within her. She valued the tree not just for its beauty but for the memories it held, her children playing beneath its branches, the countless picnics held in its shade. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a golden hue over the neighborhood, the tension between them thickened. Emma stood her ground, refusing to let Jack dictate what she could do with her property. "I won't cut it down, Jack. I'm sorry, but I can't do that." With that, Jack turned on his heel, frustration boiling beneath the surface. The seeds of conflict had been sown, and neither neighbor realized how deep the roots of their feud would grow. Part 2. The Act of Revenge. Days turned into weeks, and the conflict simmered just beneath the surface. Jack, feeling wronged and emboldened by his anger, decided to take matters into his own hands. He began to prune the branches of the oak tree that extended over his garden, snipping them with a sense of satisfaction. Each cut felt like a small victory, a way to reclaim his space. But Emma was not one to back down easily. She noticed the branches disappearing and felt a surge of indignation. "What gives him the right to touch my tree?" she thought, her heart racing with anger. In retaliation, she decided to confront Jack about his actions, but she also felt the urge to strike back in a more subtle way. As the days passed, Jack's pruning became a topic of conversation among the neighbors. Emma, feeling cornered, began to spread rumors about Jack's gardening skills, suggesting that his flowers were wilting not because of the shade but due to his lack of care. "Have you seen his garden lately?" she would say to anyone who would listen. "It's a mess. He doesn't know how to tend to his plants." The neighborhood buzzed with gossip, and soon, Jack found himself the subject of ridicule. He felt the sting of Emma's words, and his anger only deepened. The feud escalated, with both neighbors engaging in a silent war of petty acts and whispered insults. The once friendly neighborhood atmosphere began to shift, with residents taking sides. Some sympathized with Jack, while others sided with Emma, creating an uncomfortable divide. The oak tree, once a symbol of beauty and life, now stood as a monument to their escalating conflict, casting a shadow not just over Jack's garden but over their entire community. Part 3. The Turning Point. As the tension reached a boiling point, the local environmental group decided to hold a meeting to discuss the importance of trees in urban areas. They invited residents to share their thoughts on the value of greenery in their neighborhood. Emma saw this as an opportunity to advocate for her beloved oak tree, while Jack viewed it as a chance to voice his grievances. On the day of the meeting, the community center buzzed with energy. Residents gathered, eager to discuss the impact of trees on their environment. Emma stood up, her heart pounding, as she shared her love for the oak tree. "This tree is not just a part of my yard, it's a part of our community. It provides shade, homes for birds, and a sense of beauty that enhances our neighborhood. It's a living testament to nature's resilience and a reminder of the importance of preserving our environment." As she spoke, Emma's passion resonated with many in the room. She recounted stories of her children playing beneath the tree, the family gatherings held in its shade, and the joy it brought to the neighborhood. The audience listened intently, nodding in agreement as she painted a vivid picture of the oak's significance. When it was Jack's turn to speak, he felt the weight of the room's attention. He stood up, his hands clenched at his sides. "I understand the tree has its merits," he began, his voice steady but tinged with frustration. "But it's also ruining my garden. I've worked hard to create a beautiful space, and the shade from that tree is stunting my plants. I just want to be able to enjoy my garden without worrying about the tree overshadowing it." The room fell silent as Jack's words hung in the air. Emma felt a pang of empathy for him, realizing that his passion for gardening was just as strong as her love for the oak. The two neighbors, once locked in a bitter feud, were now standing on common ground, both advocating for their own passions. As the discussion continued, the environmental group facilitator encouraged everyone to brainstorm solutions. "What if we find a way to benefit both parties?" she suggested. "Perhaps we can explore options that allow Jack to maintain his garden while preserving the tree." The room buzzed with ideas, and Emma and Jack exchanged glances, both realizing that they had the opportunity to turn their conflict into collaboration. Part 4. Justice Prevails. After much discussion, the group proposed a compromise that would satisfy both Emma and Jack. They suggested that Jack could plant shade-tolerant flowers in his garden, allowing him to maintain his beautiful space without the need to remove the oak tree. In return, Emma would commit to regular maintenance of the tree, ensuring that it remained healthy and well cared for. Jack hesitated at first, but as he listened to the supportive voices around him, he began to see the potential in the compromise. "I suppose I could try planting some shade-loving plants," he said slowly, his tone softening. "I've always wanted to experiment with different varieties anyway." Emma smiled, relief washing over her. "And I promise to keep the tree trimmed and healthy. I want it to thrive just as much as you want your garden to flourish." As they shook hands, a sense of camaraderie blossomed between them. The oak tree, once a source of division, now stood as a symbol of their newfound understanding and cooperation. The neighborhood, too, began to heal, with residents coming together to support both Emma and Jack in their gardening endeavors. In the weeks that followed, Jack planted a vibrant array of shade-tolerant flowers, and Emma tended to the oak with care. The two neighbors often found themselves chatting over the fence, sharing gardening tips and enjoying the beauty of their respective spaces. The oak tree, with its sprawling branches, became a gathering point for the community, where children played, neighbors chatted, and life thrived. Emma and Jack had transformed their conflict into a partnership, proving that even the deepest rifts could be healed through understanding and compromise. In the end, justice prevailed, not through revenge or bitterness, but through collaboration and respect for one another's passions. The oak tree stood tall, a testament to their journey from conflict to friendship, reminding everyone that sometimes the greatest victories come from working together.